Moon Platoon. Ladies and gents, we have Meatball here, and we have tomorrow, the quadruple witching day, for you guys to look directly at, and whether or not there is going to be a major upheaval, a major change in the 500,000 calls expiring in the money for tomorrow. Tomorrow is a very specific day. We have a lot of FUD coming your way, mainly from the mainstream media, but also from the fact that those of you that have been following with us know that from cartoon Meatball to real Meatball, can't really tell them apart, we have been tracking the price action so that you can educate yourselves and learn from where we are currently. Let's take a look at the technical patterns that AMC and Jamie have been going through. Especially AMC has been trending successfully over multiple bullish patterns for the day, which is spelling doom for the people that you just don't know exactly what to expect, which is why we've been collecting names all day. So if you guys like any of them, let me name some for you and then comment out which one you like. And if this video is not up to 2,500 likes, then comment out which like you are on our way up to that goal, right? It's important for getting more apes through the door, so I appreciate your like in advance. Let's do it together. 3, 2, you got your finger on the button? 1, press that like. All right, we got Donkey Wrongs, Fred Flinchstones, Bad News Bears, Sell, Fulfilling Prophecy, Edward Paper Hands, Solo, which stands for Sell Off, Lose Out. That one's from Wallace Frey, one of the mods here. Cardboard Hands and Kenny Cuddlers. Cardboard Hands is from another one of our mods, Jezebel. Cubic Zirconium Hands, I came up with that one. There's a lot of them. And what they are all describing is the self-proclaimed diamond hander, the ape in question, that is going to look at today's positive price action. They're going to say, bullish, bullish, I say, buy in, and then get stuck holding the bag when the hedge funds cause a little bit of turmoil, a little bit of panic. So once again, pay attention to the markets and make sure that you are looking closely. First things first, take a look at the FUD that is currently in play on CNBC. Meme stocks, a false market, and will cause a radical shift for cinema industry, right? This is Mr. Mann over here. We've listened to his false market claims and for a long time. But if you are paying attention to this price action here, right, we were able to essentially call 10% change for the day from the very beginning of that day. Let's take a look. From the very beginning, we had this bullish pattern down here, and we saw a chance for this pennant to break out right at the cusp of 9:56 Eastern. So from there, we were ripping not only one level of resistance, but 2, 3, 4, 5, and then straight up to the 6th, 7th, and 8th level of resistance, all the way topping out at 63.25. If that's not bullish to you, you can just basically stuff it down a FUD raker's mouth, because this is, sorry for the French, but this is an indisputable fact that AMC had the run for the money today. But what do the hedge funds have to gain by essentially taking the a bullish day and letting us have it? One of the things I want you guys to notice is that we have historical access to the data of how many shares are available to borrow. 2.5 million at 1.2% cost to borrow. That is a lot of ammunition that is available for the hedge funds to short the stock, and they didn't take it. In fact, you will notice that AMC is now no longer on the short sale restriction list, right? It is off. Today's trigger price was 49.66, and we did not get there. This has been true all day, right? 2.6, 2.6, 2.6, 2.5. These are millions of shares available to borrow for shorting purposes that the hedge funds are opting out of. And why might that be? Well, each time we have seen a bullish pattern so far, we had been kicked below that $60 price range, and today we closed above it with more than 300 million volume. Today was a very positive day indeed. Take a look at this George W, this double bottom that we called during the day's trading. We were able to look at this double bottom pattern and call a bullish rip after this second bottom. Once we crossed over this 62.26 level of resistance, it was high flying into this bullish pennant, right? Something that we can count for how many touch points there are. 1 here, 2 here, and all along this side. So from 3 touch points into this uptrend all the way up to today's daily high of 63.83. These bullish patterns are playing out nicely, which begs the question, exactly when is this going to cause the next gamma squeeze, and what should we expect for tomorrow? If I was a hedge fund, I would want to be able to lure in as much FOMO as possible. Take a look at 10%. That's reasonable, right? I can afford a 10% loss by allowing AMC to rip 10%. All until a magic number called when I get margin called. Let's take a look at a diagram of how much money a certain hedge fund can have. Let's take a look at, let's call this stock Bitadel. Bitadel has a short position on AMC and GME. How much of that is going to be Bitadel's money? So this is just how much money a Bitadel has, not just counting the actual cash, but also all of its positions and liability. For example, it has a liability of shorts, both naked and non-naked shorts here from AMC and GME. Since these are short positions, you'll see that as the price of AMC rises, the chunk that it takes out of Bitadel's money is going to increase. As this blue increases, it'll start squeezing out the liquidity that Bitadel has and start provoking a potential margin call. Not only that, but they are paying interest day after day. So I'm going to have a little dotted line here, right? Each day, a bigger and bigger portion is given to interest. Maybe this clock is counting down until the entire pie fills up with money that has just been lost to paying millions of dollars of interest a day on the short position here. That's not all. We can also consider that if this is the rest of Bitadel's money, well, liquidity ratio prerequisites could cause that number to need to increase, which would also cause them a chance of margin calling. But if we just decrease the size of the circle, that is also a way to cause them to have less of this yellow, the less of Bitadel's money. For example, we are answering the question that, hold on. Here it is. Jose Lido Juarez is asking, Andrew, can a market crash have an effect on the squeeze? Yes, it can, by causing the yellow circle to decrease, right? The larger the yellow circle has, the more power the Bitadel has to avoid AMC causing a margin call by increasing its price, or by its time running out as its shorts and cause a daily interest payment that slowly bleeds them out. But if we squeeze this circle inward by a pending market crash, which is the next video after this one, you will see a potential for AMC to rocket, because Bitadel is not the only Bitadel is not the only hedge fund in question. We also have hedge funds such as this one, where Corey Rowe asks, Andrew, if and when the squeeze does happen, is it possible to see some effery between other hedgies, right? Once Bitadel gets margin called, you'll know that the next hedge fund, maybe Citadel, is going to be very careful and cautious to not get margin called either. So we are going to expect effery all the way up to the top of the squeeze, and I'm very happy that you guys are coming with us. So we are going to go live for another 7.5, 8 hours tomorrow for the quadruple witching day. Bring your witching hats, but make sure that your expectations are tempered with reality. $250 of free BTC block, that is Bitcoin, on BlockFi in the description down below, as well as 2 free stocks for Webull, right? This is the application that I've been using to show you the price action, the charting, as well as the bullish patterns that played out very well for AMC today. If you want to use the same charting tool and broker that I use, Webull is the way to go. If you want access to my 6-figure as a data scientist, I have a 6-figure trading portfolio on SoFi. So if you want access to that, well, all you need to do is join the rest of these guys on the Moon Platoon, Space Legend, or Gorillionaire tiers and find that data, as well as much more, asking me technical questions and the whatnot. Monthly meetings with me, one-on-one, as well as much, much more. So all of that by pressing the join button down in the description next to the subscribe button, which all of you have pressed, on our way to 110,000, maybe by end of this week. So once again, thank you guys for all of your support, and we will see you on Quadruple Witching Day in the money. Peace.